Welcome to the Holistic Beauty Podcast. We are going to chat all things holistic and integrative beauty and skin health. We are licensed naturopathic doctors practicing in sunny California, and we are changing how skincare is looked at. We want you to understand that skin health is a manifestation of balance from within. And each week we are bringing you tidbits to complete your skincare routine from the inside out and the outside in. So let's get into it.
Hey, welcome to the Holistic Beauty Podcast.
Hey guys, I am Dr. Bryant Esquejo.
And I'm Dr. Marilyn Merola.
And we are licensed naturopathic doctors practicing here in California. And we're currently in sunny Palm Springs. But surprisingly, it's really cold.
It's so deceiving outside. Because the sun's out, it's bright, it's beautiful. And then you step out and it's like
freezing, frigid. But today we're going to be talking about how we met each other, right?
Yeah, I'm super excited, and we're going to go over kind of the background of who we are, how we got into naturopathic medicine, and, you know, the details and training involved with that. And
tips and tricks if you want to be an ND.
Yeah, exactly. So let's dive in. We'll start with you, Dr. Bryant. Kind of tell us who you are and how you discovered naturopathic medicine, why you wanted to be a naturopathic doctor.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm Dr. Bryant Esquejo. I'm a California licensed naturopathic doctor practicing in Los Angeles, California. If you guys don't know Los Angeles, California, I am so sorry, but it's a major city.
Everyone should know LA.
But in my practice, I do focus on balancing gut and hormones for those with acne. And as a licensed naturopathic doctor, we're both licensed naturopathic doctors. So we train in integrative medicine and holistic medicine. So what that really means is that as an integrated provider, we understand the utility of both conventional and natural options and holistic medicine, meaning that we really want to try to understand what's going on with your symptoms and try to understand the underlying cause and really get to the nitty gritty of all the organ systems leading to those symptoms. But you ask a little bit more about me, right?
Yeah. Like, how did you discover naturopathic medicine? Because I know for me, for instance, it was something I never heard of until I stumbled upon it.
Yeah, definitely. So my whole entire college career, I was like, oh, I want to do architecture. And so I went to San Diego State, and lo and behold, they had no architecture program. And then I was like, oh crap, what do I do? I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to do biology now. And then I was like, oh, psychology is really cool. So I did biology and psychology. And then I think it was second year of like college, I was like, what am I going to do with biology? I don't like being in labs. And then that's when my dad was like, hey, you should become a dentist. I was like, oh, that's chill. I could do that. So I looked into the prerequisites for dentistry school, and I saw it was the same thing as medical school. I was like, oh, might as well just go all out and be a doctor. So I was pre-med, conventional route. And then at San Diego State, that's where they had a class where basically different types of doctors would come in, like an endocrinologist, which is basically a hormone doctor, a cardiologist, which is a heart doctor, a gastroenterologist, which is a gut doctor, and all these conventional doctors were unhappy.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I am 23. Am I going to be unhappy for the rest of my life if I'm a doctor? And then a naturopath came in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I forget his name, but he was basically like this bright, lively, vital person. I was like, oh, okay, this is different. This is not what you see in a doctor usually. And he was speaking about all the things that he did. And he was just so passionate. And I was like, okay, there's like something about this naturopathic doctor. So I had it in the back of my mind, but I was still going down the conventional route. And then I ended up traveling or doing study abroad programs in Costa Rica and in China. Ended up seeing the power of natural medicine over there. So in Costa Rica, I was cutting mango trees. And then a bunch of ants like bit my ankles and they became really swollen. And my host mom, she was like, oh, something in Spanish. I forget what. And she was saying how it was swollen and she was going to dip it in an herbal broth. And I was like, okay, we'll try this.
Were you a little skeptical?
Yeah, I was. Because, science me. I was like, what's the science? So it actually worked. The swelling went down. I was like, oh, shit, it actually worked. And then I went to China. And then in China, I went from different traditional Chinese medicine hospitals and saw the power of like natural medicine work, acupuncture, herbs, and all of them. And I was like, okay, this is sealing the deal. So I applied to naturopathic medical school. And then I went to Portland. And then I came back to LA. And then now I'm here in Palm Springs with you, my friend.
Wow. Wait, so you went to NUNM?
Yeah, I went to NUNM.
I always think you went to the Arizona school.
No.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
I don't know.
How about you? Like, what was your journey?
Oh, my journey. Huh.
Actually, who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Dr. Marilyn Merola. I am also a licensed naturopathic doctor, but I'm also an aesthetic injector practicing in San Diego and Palm Springs.
Vibes. That's why we're in Palm Springs.
Yeah, that's why we're here. So I also focus on skin, mainly acne. When I first started practicing, I at first accepted like everyone. I saw like a lot of gut issues, then skin, and I was like, okay, I want to narrow down on skin because I'm more passionate about that.
Yeah.
And then like all of these women with acne started coming to me. And so I was like, maybe I should just niche down and only focus on acne.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. Just because naturopathic medicine is so amazing for healing acne, and it offers women an alternative to just taking prescription medication and then calling it a day.
Yeah.
It's a more root cause approach. There's a lot we can do, and we'll get more into that in this
episode.
Yeah. In this episode and
in the
future episodes.
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about. And so my journey kind of began when I was in high school. It's when I discovered the power of clean eating, especially eating organic, whole foods. And it all began with my aunt, who used to be a kickboxing instructor. She's super fit. She has 4 kids. She has abs. She's like in the best shape of her life. And here I am like, I don't even know. We won't go there. I'm trying though.
Yeah.
I'm trying my
We're
best.
all trying, you know?
Yeah. So it all started with nutrition for me and diet. And that was a huge part of my wellness journey and how I kind of got into that route, because like I grew up, eating chips, cookies, junk food. That was like my go-to when I'd come home from school. I'd snack on that immediately, go sit down, watch a TV show. But my parents also made an effort to make sure that I was eating a vegetable with every dinner, at least.
Yeah.
They did their best.
Much like how you're doing your best, your parents did their best.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it's like I wasn't completely unhealthy, but I was definitely not healthy. And I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I just wasn't informed. And so, of course, like the more I learned, the more my mind got open to like, wow, there's a ton of pesticides that are in our food that we're putting into our body, and that has these health consequences.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of started from there. And then when I think I was like sophomore, junior year of undergrad. And I was pre-med as well, because I knew I wanted to go into the health field. I wasn't sure exactly what specialty that I wanted to do though. And then I decided one day to just look up natural doctor.
Yeah.
So I was like, is there anything that combines like diet and nutrition and stuff? Because that's what I was really passionate about. And I was also really into exercise. My undergrad was a health and wellness degree.
Oh, cool.
Very broad, but it was really focused on like wellness and helping people with lifestyle changes and living their best life to be their healthiest self. So I looked up natural doctor, and then I found naturopathic medicine.
Oh, Google is amazing.
Yes, it's amazing. But also I went down this rabbit hole, because if you Google naturopathic doctor or naturopathic medicine, you're going to find a lot of conflicting articles, maybe videos as well, and things. So there's pros and cons that you'll see. And so, of course, that made me a little skeptical at first, because I was like, is this a real profession? Like, this is too good to be true.
Yeah.
So I decided that I was just going to go for it.
Gun-ho.
Exactly. And I was like, I think this can make me really happy. Like, I can't picture myself going the conventional route again.
Yeah.
And so I applied to NUNM.
Oh, you did?
I got denied.
Oh, no.
They didn't want me.
What?
I'm so sad. Yeah, and then I applied to Bastyr University.
Seattle or San Diego?
San Diego, for sure. Yeah. And yeah, I got rejected from NUNM. And I was like, all right, backup plan is to get a master's in nutrition and just be a nutritionist.
Yeah.
And then I didn't hear anything back from Bastyr until one day I decided to check an email account that I never used anymore.
Girl.
And then I saw that they invited me for an interview, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I went to San Diego. It was my first time there. Before that, I had been to LA a couple times, and I thought LA was the most beautiful place in the world.
I mean, I could see it.
Yeah, because I always wanted to live in
Santa Monica.
California. Yep, Santa Monica, because I watched Private Practice, and I was just in love with it, because I think it's based in Santa Monica.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh, I want to live there. That's the dream. And then I went to San Diego for the first time when I went to Bastyr for the interview, and I was like, whoa, this place is beautiful. I was
Yeah.
like, forget LA. This is like so much cleaner, feels safer. And where the Bastyr University of California School is located, it's in Sorrento Valley. So it's not downtown. It's more like North County near Del Mar. And I loved it. Yeah. So I had a really good time being interviewed and I felt really good about it and I got accepted.
Nice.
Then I lost my spot.
What?
Yeah, there's like, because I interviewed late, like right before the fall term started. They're like, we actually don't have any more spots, so you can go to the Kenmore campus or you can wait till the next
Did you
term
go
or
to
whatever.
Seattle?
Almost. I almost went there. I was about to put a deposit down on an apartment because I had researched, I was like, all right, like, okay, I'm going to live here. It's close to school, blah, blah, blah. And then I got a call and they were like, hey, a spot opened up. Would you like to come to the San Diego campus? And I was like, yes. And then I was like, put my name down. Like, that is where I want to be. That's where, I dreamed. I never wanted to go to Washington. That was never
in your plan.
No, it's never been on my bucket list.
I hear you. I mean, for those in Pacific Northwest listening, I love it. It's beautiful, but real talk, the weather sucks.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it can be really beautiful, like
In
when the
summer.
weather's nice. Yeah. But then it's raining a lot, right? So yeah, that's how I ended up in San Diego at Bastyr. And I loved it so much that I just wanted to stay there.
Yeah.
And then now I'm in Palm Springs because of my husband's opportunities that led us here. So yeah.
That's amazing. From palm tree city to another palm tree city.
It's pretty cool. It's the best of both worlds because you get the desert life and then you get the beach life.
Yeah.
But I prefer the beach life,
I
honestly.
hear you. I mean, when I went to San Diego State, I remember like studying at the beach often, and I was just like, this is vacation. Like life is like vacation all the time here in San Diego.
It's pretty amazing. Like sometimes I would wake up and I just remember I was like, this feels so surreal.
Yeah.
I get to live this life every day. I'm so close to the beach. It's something I dreamed of.
Yeah.
Growing up in upstate New York, I didn't have that.
Yeah. Like, did you even have palm trees up there?
No palm trees. We had different I was going to say different palm trees, different trees that.
Evergreens.
Yeah.
Oak trees.
Yeah, a ton of those. So it's like, it's beautiful in its own way, but it's not the beach.
Yeah. I hear you.
So yeah, that's my story.
Amazing. So people probably want to know what naturopathic medicine really is. Like I gave my kind of definition, but like, what does the American Association of Naturopathic Physicians say, Marilyn? The AANP.
Yeah, so according to the AANP, naturopathic medicine is a distinct primary care health profession. So naturopathic doctors are educated and trained, accredited naturopathic medical colleges in North America. I think there's only 5 or 6 accredited.
I don't know
We
right
lost
now.
one in Connecticut. It was the University of Bridgeport.
Yeah.
Yeah, so naturopathic doctors are trained to treat, prevent, and diagnose acute and chronic illness to restore and establish optimal health by supporting the person's inherent self-healing processes. Because every body has the ability to heal when given the right environment to do so. So rather than just suppressing symptoms, naturopathic doctors work to identify underlying causes of illness or disease and develop personalized treatment plans to address them.
That's the official definition, guys. That's what a naturopathic doctor does.
Yes.
But I have my own definition of what a naturopathic doctor does. Kind of more like simple, but not. So I already spoke about this earlier. So as licensed naturopathic doctors, Dr. Marilyn, Merola, and I, and all licensed naturopathic doctors in North America are basically integrative medicine and holistic medicine experts. So as an integrative medicine expert, that we are basically trained in pharmaceutical options, conventional options, and natural options. And then in regards to holistic medicine, like what I spoke about earlier, it's really understanding you as a whole person. So what that really means is that we really want to understand what's going on with your symptoms, but also understanding the underlying causes causing those symptoms. So once we start to dive into those underlying causes, we start to dive into like different organ systems. And in regards to skin health in this podcast, we're going to be talking all about like skin, of course, like what's going on in the skin, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, but also like what's going on deeper from within. So in regards to that, we're going to be like talking about gut health, and even like hormones and like all that fun stuff. So I'm really excited for you guys, and I'm excited for us and this chat that we're going to have through multiple episodes. But we also have some naturopathic principles that we follow as naturopathic doctors. So, of course, there's first, do no harm. So this is basically like naturopathic physicians choosing the most non-invasive and least toxic treatments necessary for each patient. So it's going to be very individualized. And then the second one is going to be the healing power of nature. So what the heck does that mean, right? So when we say the healing power of nature, we really mean that naturopathic doctors and naturopathic physicians recognize the body's inherent ability to heal itself. We understand that given the environment we present our bodies and the resources we give our bodies, our health ebbs and flows naturally. And that happens with skin health, but also like your whole entire health in general. And then the third one's going to be like identifying and treating the causes. So I already spoke about this earlier. We want to identify the underlying cause as naturopathic doctors because we feel that it provides more meaningful treatment plans for patients. Because if we just end up treating the symptoms might come back after you discontinue those symptom-based treatments. And as you actually identify and address those underlying causes, it basically like nips it in the bud. Is that the saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah, and then we got some other ones. So take it.
Yeah, so then the fourth naturopathic principle is doctor as teacher, or docere. So educating and supporting our patients on personal health management is a really important role for naturopathic doctors. It's important to empower our patients to take responsibility for their own health and also to acknowledge the therapeutic value inherent in that doctor-patient relationship that we establish. And another naturopathic principle is to treat the whole person, tole totem. So this is a holistic concept that recognizes that the body is an integrative whole. Again, kind of going back to we're not just our symptoms, there's more at play. So naturopathic doctors treat the patient, not the disease. And a naturopathic assessment typically addresses nutritional status, lifestyle, family history, physical, mental, emotional, and genetic factors, environmental factors, and social factors in a person's life. So it's very well-rounded.
Yeah, that's like health at the end of the day. Like health is biological, psychological, and sociological, and that's what's really cool about like seeing the person as like the whole person.
Exactly. Yes. And then lastly is prevention. So naturopathic doctors promote and focus on overall health, wellness, and disease prevention whenever possible. And I think that's really important and kind of, one of those distinguishing factors that separates us from conventional doctors because, the conventional medical system is technically sick care. It was developed to keep people from dying. And naturopathic medicine is more about, okay, how do we keep you healthy and prevent disease from occurring in the first place? So naturopathic principles are kind of this, I guess you could say, the foundation of naturopathic medicine and kind of help guide us in our treatments and our approach for...
Basically is like our blueprint.
Exactly.
And really like helps us figure out like, okay, are we just like following all of these principles and how do these principles fit in the person in front of us, the patient, and how it fits their like individual health, Yeah.
So as licensed naturopathic doctors, we see beauty as more than what's just on the outside. It's also about the internal qualities that someone has. And so with the Holistic Beauty podcast, we are really excited to really focus on and bring to light some of these topics related to skin and skincare and skin health.
Yeah. And we're going to be covering a lot of topics, guys. And like what I said earlier, like we are all about identifying what's going on in the skin and really identifying and addressing the underlying causes affecting skin health. So that's what you should expect from this podcast, right? Like we're going to be talking about skincare from the inside out, from a holistic approach. And we're also going to interview some docs, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm really stoked about.
I am so excited for that. We have a list of people, some amazing, amazing people that we want to bring on. So... Yeah,
and then we're also going to be talking about the importance of lifestyle medicine for skin health. And again, that kind of like goes into like seeing a person as the whole person, right? Not only are we focusing on the biological qualities of like somebody's health, but also we're going to look at the psychological and also sociological sometimes health of a person and how it affects their skin health. And that's how lifestyle medicine kind of plays a role in that. And then we're also going to be talking about like hair care, beauty, and makeup, like all that fun shiz.
Yeah, so we are talking about everything. And did you mention acne already?
No.
A big focus. Well, it makes sense because we focus on acne.
I know. We're the acne docs.
But we are talking about a lot of things acne, from the latest research to like our personal approaches with that, and everything from like what you eat, your environment, skincare, how it relates to your skin, how it promotes acne, and even like some other underlying causes or potential triggers for acne, like gut health, hormonal imbalance, detoxification, or elimination pathways that need a little bit of help. And yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff lined up.
I'm excited, and I hope you guys are too. So if you guys do want to connect with us, you can find us on social media. I am on Instagram and also is Dr. Marilyn Merola. So my handle is at Dr. Bryant, so Dr.Bryant. And Dr. Marilyn Merola's Instagram is at Dr. Marilyn Merola, so it's at Dr.Marilyn Merola. And we do have websites as well. You can find them in the podcast description below. But next week, we got a really exciting podcast. We're going to be diving into our first topic, and it's going to be acne. We are going to do a deep dive, guys. So it's going to be a multi-part-ish?
Ish.
Okay.
Yes. This first one's going to be going over skincare routines for acne and how lifestyle impacts acne.
Yeah. And then we're also going to dive into like the root causes, but that's going to be in future episodes as well. And then we're also going to speak about hormones, and I love speaking about hormones. But yeah, so thank you for listening, guys. If you, like what I said, if you do want to connect with us, we do have Instagram. And we also have TikToks, by the way, but we'll put it in the podcast description. Thank you so much. It's been a fun 20 minutes. So guys, make sure to subscribe, follow us on social media. Like what I said, we're on Instagram, but we are also new on TikTok. And if you found this podcast helpful, please share it with your friends and family, and also like your skincare community. I'm sure they're going to love listening to this podcast. And like what I said, we're going to have some really exciting topics ahead. So see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
So just as a reminder, the information in this podcast is not medical advice and is only meant for educational purposes. None of the information is meant to treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any conditions or disease that you may have. So please speak to your doctor or licensed healthcare provider before starting anything new.